It's not your regular sports show. This is Sport Cruise, only on Milan 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. From hot transfer gist to Champions League drama, from Niger football madness to global sport cruise, we bring the vibes, the analysis, and pure football fire.
On your marks, get set, go!
Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup!
Boring breakdowns, just pure energy, passion, and premium banter with your favorite crew on deck every week. Sport Cruise, where sports meets vibe.
That is a princely strike from John Duran! Open mouth four!
I'd understand you by and by. Just move on up.
All right, guys, our clash at the ongoing Africa Cup of Nations, the tour of Nigeria, up against the Desert Foxes. And amid all of the controversies, surrounding the Spygos of Nigeria, just I think a couple of hours ago, I think about 1 hour ago, stadium between the Spygos up against the Desert Foxes before the end of tomorrow. We'll talk about how much of I was back in the year 2021, if I'm not mistaken. That was when was it called? Riyad Mahrez has scored a late minute. So get to talk about some other stories as well. Ahead of the WAFCON set on the 15th of January, that makes it around I think a couple of days away from now. Maybe Super Eagles star. I'm talking about C쏘ᴛᴏʀᴛs was also awarded as Crystal Palace goal of the month after his brilliant effort for Crystal Palace in the UEFA Europa Conference League that was last month. A Somalia referee talking about Omar Athan for the game between the Spygos as well as Ojani. Other sport as well, the African Rangoha that was earlier on today, and he took on at 2 and then also lost the third set 11-6. So that means that he's now been knocked out after his loss in the round of 32 clash to China's Liang Jinquan. Of course, yesterday in the English Premier League, also had Fulham also defeating Chelsea 2-1, just as their new manager Lamro Senior watched on right there in the game, despite Balfahan to take charge of that one. And for Manchester United as well, Benjamin Sesko's double was not enough, just as Burnley held Manchester United right there to a 2-0 draw. And later on today, we also have the other semi-final, talking about Real Madrid up against Atletico Madrid, a Madrid derby. Where exactly, or which of these clubs will be meeting Barcelona in the final that will be played right there in Saudi Arabia. And we have a big clash to also look forward to today, the English Premier League. Talking about Premier League leaders, Arsenal up against the defending champions. Talking about Arsenal later tonight by 9 p.m. And earlier on today as well, Anthony Joshua also released an accident that happened at the Lagos Ibadan Expressway. And former Premier League referee, talking about David Court, has now been officially given a 9-month suspended prison sentence after he admitted child image offenses. That was also last year. So that means the first edition of the show promises to be an exciting package. Well, of course, it's also a welcome return to the show for me. Unfortunately, yesterday I was unavoidably absent. I had to just go do one or two things, and yeah, I'm back right where I belong. And every day, and I must also give _Quiemi his flowers. I was listening to the show yesterday, and actually maybe we should do this often. Where I'll just go home.
Soja come.
I'll just go home like around that kind of 3 o'clock.
Then you come back and do Ogaken 8 to 9 p.m. every Thursday.
But thank you as well for holding the fort of when we yesterday.
It's always an amazing time. It makes a whole lot of sense. And sometimes, solo ride, even though your company is always the best I can hope for. Thank you very much. But it's always amazing. But it's a big night. Yeah. And the 3-1 victory over Bayern. The 4-1 victory over Champions League as well this season. But tonight, you're playing against a team that won. That took the chance you've waited for 3 years.
3 years.
Because everyone felt like the only reason Liverpool came in, new manager, the same players, and they won the league with an opportunity for Arsenal to extend their Litos games. If Arsenal wins tonight, the point goes to 8 points in this time of the season. And right there at the Emirates Stadium, Arsenal will still host Manchester United. Mm-hmm. They will still host Chelsea. So they've got a lot of big games that will still be held at the Emirates Stadium. And they've not lost a game at the Emirates Stadium the entire season.
Since May 2025.
So they know that whatever comes tonight, whatever happens tonight, and don't know how
exactly.
away at home in December 2023. That was the last time Arsenal considered more than 2 goals in a game in all competition until they played Fulham at Anfield. But
analysis right now, we have some bills to pay. Let's go on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll also open the phone lines as well as give you guys opportunity, but that'll be much later during the show. I think our major focus should be on the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Just like I said, just 2 sleeps before the Super Eagles of Nigeria will be taking on the Desert Foxes of Algeria. Let's go on a break right now. I'll be right back very soon.
You're listening to Mainline 98.3 FM. The sound of Lagos.
Imagine trying to write your dissertation on the rise of AI using a typewriter just because you love the clicking sound it makes. So why are you still holding on to that old computer when you could upgrade to something newer and better? It's time for a change. And the HP ProBook 440 14 inches G11 notebook PC is that change. The HP ProBook 440 comes pre-installed with Windows 11 and features an Intel Core Ultra 7 processor for refined performance. Its optional 14 inches touchscreen HP fast charge and long-lasting battery will take your experience to a whole new level. So, are you still thinking of sticking with that old? Is limited 227 Ikorodu Road, 𝐼lópéjú, Lagos. For more information, send an email to info@alliedcomputers-nig.com or call 0803 407 7130 or 0903 826 3288 or visit www.alliedcomputersng.com.
This festive season, feel the pink with So Clean Pink Powder Detergent. 2 times perfume. Soft on clothes. Here's to freshness that stays with you, even after the celebration ends.
Happy New Year, we rise again. New goals, new strength beginning. Forward always, side by side. Polaris bomb before your ride.
Happy New Year from Polaris Bank, the digital bank of the year. Thank you for banking with us. May 2026 be a year of fulfilled dreams for you and your family. Begin the new year with smart, secure banking. Download Vault today on Google Play or the iOS App Store.
Imagine trying to write your dissertation on the rise of AI using a typewriter just because you love the clicking sound it makes. So why are you still holding on to that old computer when you could upgrade to something newer and better? It's time for a change. And the HP EliteBook 840 Windows 11 G11 notebook PC is that change. The HP EliteBook 840 comes pre-installed with Windows 11 and features an Intel Core Ultra 7 processor for refined performance. Its optional 14 inches touchscreen, HP fast charge, and long-lasting battery will take your experience to a whole new level. So, are you still thinking of sticking with that old, slow device? Get the HP EliteBook 840 Windows 11 G11 notebook PC today. Available at Allied Computers Limited, 227 Ikorodu Road, 𝐼lópéjú, Lagos. For more information, send an email to info@alliedcomputers-nig.com or call 0803 407 7130 or 0903 826 3288 or visit www.alliedcomputersng.com.
Are you looking for admission into a top institution for the 2025-2026 academic year?
Mass Communication and Multimedia Technology. If you scored 100 and above in your UTME and have 5 relevant O-level credits, you're qualified.
Hurry to the JAM portal and change your institution to Broadcast Arts Institute, ND, Ikorodu, Lagos.
On request.
For further details, visit our office, Treasure Island Estate, opposite NMPC Fueling Station, Bayeko Road, Igbogbo, Ikorodu, Lagos, or visit our 992 or 0.
Happy New Year, we rise again. New goals, new strength beginning. Forward always, side by side. Polaris bomb before your ride.
Happy New Year from from Polaris Bank, the digital bank of the year. Thank you for banking with us. May 2026 be a year of fulfilled dreams for you and your family. Begin the new year with smart, secure banking. Download Vault today on Google Play or the iOS App Store.
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. The sound of Lagos.
Sport Cruise, 6 p.m. weekdays on 98.3 Mainland FM. The cruise never stops.
We went to do people, don't do finish comment. We not still do interview. Don't worry, we go come down. All of us go come down, they do this interview. Because if I come down now, we're going to do interview till 1 o'clock. We never leave here. I'm going to talk to everybody one by one. So me, when leave that place, rock, come inside. I know service a food they have. I'm going to go module and next time. No worry, man, just win this man of the match one day. We go sleep here. Don't nobody bet you. We go sleep here. Man, win this man of the match one day. Bro, why would you take it so long? You don't they do interview step on the yam. Now you go die for hunger. You are my enemy. No, you are my enemy because I don't understand.
Sport Cruise, 6 p.m. weekdays on 98.3 Mainland FM. The cruise never stops.
Hello, my name is Godwin Enoch and I'm a broadcast journalist. Yes, my friend will tell me that I am a sport administrator by accident. Listen every day of the weekday to Sports Cruise on Mainland FM. God bless you.
Still be on the beat.
Alright guys, welcome back to the show. This is still Sports Cruise live from the 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Just like we mentioned, the Spikes of Nigeria earlier on today arrived in the city of Marrakesh from the city of Fez after initially threatening that they were not going to be traveling due to what's it called now, the unpaid allowances that they were yet to have been paid ever since they started the AFCON back on the 21st of December. Don't forget that 4 games have been played. Yes, we've got that in Group C, we face off against Tanzania, face off against Tunisia, face off against Uganda, and the round of 16 clash also trashed the Mozambicans as well, 4 goals to nil. And we also look forward and then look high to that must-win clash, on Saturday against the Desert Fox. But okay, let me also bring into the conversation very quickly. For Tuesday and then Wednesday, I was filled with controversy regarding, or should I say, with the rumors erupting that the boys were yet to be paid their unpaid allowances. Earlier on yesterday as well, the NSC chairman, Malam Shehu Diko, said that the monies were already in the possession of the NFF, but they wanted to change, the currency. Earlier on today as well, the Minister of State for Finance also came out and then said by tomorrow evening that the money will get into their, domiciliary accounts as well. What does this mean as well ahead of that important clash? Don't you think this has gotten so much to the extent that just before we play an important clash,
let's get serious with things? And I've seen a lot of positions. People saying, the boys leave them, let them boycott, let them do that. If it happen, it happen. The boys will go to their respective clubs. They will continue with their life. They will continue with their as they are playing AFCON, the clubs are paying their salaries. So you think because they are not playing for Fulham and they are not paying their money, or you think because Brian is not playing for Man U, they are not paying his money, or you think it touches their money. So it is what it is. But don't hold them. I'll continue to say it. I know it's an opportunity, it's a privilege of a lifetime to wear the jersey of your country. But if you find me worthy of that opportunity, then you should pay me what you think you and don't let agreement also cause problem in the Super Eagles camp. But it's the reality of the issue is that you knew very well that these guys have 7 games to play. Except you are not all important playoffs against Gabon. We held the country to ransom because you refused to pay these guys monies. Actually,
that was against Equatorial Guinea.
And how many goals have we considered?
4.
Our first clean sheet, 4. We've considered 5 goals. We consider 1 goal against
Tanzania.
2
against
2 against Tunisia. Absolute concentration. A lot of credit needs to go to the government, however way they did it. But I think it's just a case of the NFF need to wake up and stop lying to themselves that they are independent entity. You are not in any hell way independent. So you rely absolutely on the federal government to breathe, to drink, to eat, to sleep.
So okay. I mean,
wake up and stop lying to yourself.
Let's compare the military as well, the Nigerian army. I mean, can they confidently say that because we've not been paid their allowance, we will not go and fight wars, or we will not protect the sovereignty or the interests of Nigeria? Did you take a look at the what's it called, the statement from Garagombe? That's the
Garagombe is the special advisor. It shouldn't be found in the Council of Rights. That
statement from him.
What's he saying? Who is Garagombe?
Okay, let me read the statement. The federal government must not fall to blackmail. Don't pay them. Let them refuse to play the match. Who cares? It is their career that is at stake. The Super Eagles £1 million every month with PSG. How much bonus will he earn from the Moroccan government because he won just 4 matches? These current Super Eagles players are unpatriotic. They cannot write their privileges. Okay, let me also remind you of what happened back in November. Just 2 days before, a few days later, we could not defeat DR Congo. Now, just 2 more days to the game against Algeria. The last time we faced Algeria in the AFCON was back in 2021. And they ended up defeating us. No thanks to a late penalty from Riyad Mahrez crossing their T's. In terms of what exactly they need to do against Desert Foxes. Was boycotting training the best solution the Super Eagles could have resorted to, talking about this unpaid allowance?
Okay, so let me flog Garagombe again. The Moroccan Football Federation pays their players
100%,
with salaries varying significantly from the domestic league to top international stars, depending on where you play, especially those playing in Europe.
In Europe, yeah.
With national team players often earning support club financial as well, including paying player salaries which have minimum in the domestic league, making it. I hate the fact that we're back to this conversation again, but it's good enough that we're able to nick it in the board again, so that it doesn't escalate and it's a trip of about 8 hours. But of course, I think why they did that was that they wanted. I think the Moroccan Football Association wanted the countries to have a feel. The visiting nations to have a feel of the country. That's why they didn't allow them fly from one location to the other. So you travel by road, you see how beautiful the cities are. My position would not change in the last 4 years that we've been here. But it's very simple. If I know the value I bring to the table, if you don't pay me my money, I would ask you questions. Because if I don't work, I would not have the right to come and ask you questions. It's a crucial game that we're coming in for. What if we lose the game? Why if we fail to beat Algeria? Will the boys have the mind to come and ask you for money? Give me my money before we play the game. If I win, you pay me.
But there are bonuses.
If I win, you pay me that winning bonus again. There are bonuses. That's why they strength is commitment.
Okay.
Agreement
is agreement.
So this guy Gombe that is running his mouth like a pipe that bursts in 𝐴ᴏᴜ that cannot be fixed. Are they not the same people that cannot account for all of the monies that FIFA is releasing? Is CAF not paying countries qualification bonus?
Yeah.
So what have you done with us?
Exactly.
We have a lot of sponsors.
They are even competing with themselves right now.
From as 10 sponsors.
Yeah.
So is it that you don't collect money from these sponsors at all? Is it that you just allow them to associate with the Super Eagles for free
and then sell their brand?
And then sell that brand, and then we use the national team to see the salaries of the staff.
They're not.
So what do you use the money for? FIFA will give you money to build stadium.
I saw a statement as well. CAF had also, paid all outstanding monies in.
No money.
They don't.
So if FIFA give you money, make you give players, what do they use the money do? You are the same person under Majupini that said that the NFF is 99% independent. Independent because you think that you are getting money from sponsors. So these money sponsors are see it happening outside of Africa.
So let's come straight to it. Let's come straight down to it right now. Do you think the boycotting from
maybe sometimes the threats to boycott is even good. Maybe we know that the boys know that this one we have threatened to boycott and they've paid us. We have to deliver. If that's what will make us or compel us to stand at the edge and get the job done, I'm still saying it. We're going to beat Algeria. And I'm looking forward to the next game between Cameroon and Morocco. Monday evening, we're going to be here celebrating the win of the Super Eagles and a place in the what they are entitled to. Whether match allowance, whether bonus, whether travel allowance, whether percentage on endorsement, whatever it is that these boys deserve, pay them. They played 4 matches. They didn't lose anyone. Give them their bonuses now.
Well,
most of these guys are sending money home that they are training in school. Some of them have huge responsibilities to pay. They are using all these small bonuses and allowances to solve those small bills.
Okay, me.
Some of them have football academies that they are funding.
16 games, 10 wins, 5 draws,
and a loss. For Ségouchel, just yesterday made it 1 year. When Eric Charles qualified us for the round of 16, somebody made a post and he said, "Thank you, Eric Charles." And I really went out like, what are you thanking Eric Charles for? Yes, now it's just like me going to the ATM and putting my card money inside the card. With the ATM give me money? It will not give me money. It's just like you pay me salary. I'll come and tell you thank you for paying me salary. If I did not work, would you pay me salary? You will not pay me salary. True. So what exactly are we even dragging on this issue? I don't understand. Why do we need to wait for these guys to ask for their monies before you pay the thing and blackmail us before we give them their money? I don't know if the blackmail, if the threat to boycott would affect them. It won't affect them. These guys are professionals. They know what they are supposed to do. They know how to win games. They know how to grind out results. For Eric Charles, I just feel like he has Clement legends that have won the AFCON for us. And it's even good that, it will also raise his profile, whether you like it or not. If this guy leaves the Super Eagles today, he's leaving 10 times better than he came.
I agree with you.
The highest where they were pouring water on his head. Do you understand? So imagine winning the AFCON with Nigeria. Forget the whole mess and the drama that is happening. Nigeria is still the biggest national team on the continent of Africa. There's nothing you want to do. They will not bring the Super Eagles to the World Cup. Do you know how many Nigerians are in America that will buy the tickets and watch the game because the Super Eagles are playing? Do you know how many Nigerians in Canada will buy the ticket and watch the Super Eagles play? Do you know how many Nigerians will travel from Nigeria to Canada, to US, to Mexico to watch the Super Eagles play? There's no major competition in the world. Both men are there. 2 Nigerians will go out there and watch. I was talking to my friend Bada one day, and he told me that he's just a few blocks away from the Met Stadium where the final of the World Cup in the US will be played. On the video, and he told me. And he said, imagine Nigeria not qualifying for the World Cup. That everywhere you turn to the US today, from Texas to Maryland, everywhere, is already smelling the FIFA World Cup. Every competition in the world. That Nigeria is not represented. Nobody is saying the competition will not hold. It's not getting close. But there's a special feel that Nigeria being at that competition gives to you.
Exactly, I agree with you.
You know how expensive it is for journalists to go to Morocco? Food or going. He said there's no journalist in Morocco today that can eat 3 times a day. Because the average cost of a meal is between 12 and 13,000. That's about sweet food. That no journalists, only few journalists are eating 3 times a day. Is about 85,000 naira per night. And some of these journalists don't even have sponsors. Some of them, they don't have organization. Some of them went solo. My friend was telling me that his lean budget is $3,000 plus flights plus everything. And then they will go there. Nigerian journalists, now after Morocco, I'm not even sure Morocco have as much journalists as Nigerians in Morocco right there. Even that was here in Trout. After the game, they were playing Burna Boy's song inside this tournament. They need Nigeria. And maybe our managers here don't know how big team it was a penalty loss to DR Congo. The only other loss was a friendly match against Egypt. That was in December.
Exactly. That was
and in that period, he has scored a lot of goals.
So what does the crystal ball tell you ahead of that game against
the indomitable Lions? I shall know that we are meeting one lion in the semi-final. For Lion. I'm just positive. Do you know why? The boys seems to have gotten into their stride at the right time.
They are a tournament team.
I think we moved with the mojo of the playoffs.
Yeah.
If I'm not even the playoffs, the last couple of games before we play off, we were on a good run.
Yeah.
Because we were hoping that we could still close the gap.
Yeah, exactly.
We're beating Benin Republic 4. We drew away in South Africa. We defeated Zimbabwe. We were on that good run. We got into the playoff. We trashed Gabon 4 goals. Then we boys are on a good run. And you can see the ease at which they played against Uganda, despite having 6 players that started the previous game not starting.
Exactly.
And then the ease at which they defeated the Mambas of Mozambique.
Still for the full duration of the AFCON matches so far, in a post that resembles the country's widely regarded first prime minister, talking about Patrice. The hand came down. Let's talk about some table tennis stories right now. Africa table tennis campaign suffered an early setback at the WTT champions right there in Doha, just as Nigeria's Quadri who also doubles as a top-ranked table tennis star in Africa, as well as Egypt's Anagoda exited the singles event. The $50,000 tournament is being held at the Lusail Sports Arena right there in Qatar, and also features the world's elite players across men and women singles category. Of course, of a breakthrough also rested on a tennis sensation Anagoda, who delivered a spirited display against former world number 1 Zhu Yuling. And in spite of the loss, observers also said that Agoda showed remarkable maturity, where she pushed the experienced Chinese star across 4 highly competitive tournaments 6 seed. Although defeated, Quadri showed flashes of a trademark power, where it suggested steady progress ahead of the new competitive season. And the all-African attention will now shift to the WTT Star Contender at Doha 2026, which is scheduled for the 13th of January. Let's talk about some CAF football, right? Women's Africa Cup of Nations, that's the WAFCON 2026, will be held in Rabat, Morocco on Thursday, the 15th of January. Comes just as the Super Falcons of Nigeria would want to, defend. They will be announced in 3 women's awards categories. Talking about the CAF Women's Coach of the Year, CAF Women's Interclub Player of the Year, and the CAF Women's Club of the Year. And the qualified teams for the CAF 2026 edition is going to feature 16 teams that's been expanded for the very first time. The qualified teams are host Morocco, Nigeria, the defending champion, Tanzania, and of course Zambia.
Every weekday, only on 98.3 Mainland FM. Sports Cruise, 6 p.m. weekdays on 98.3 Mainland FM. The cruise never stops.
Give me freedom, give me fire, give me reason, take me up.
All right, guys, welcome back to the show. This is still Sports Cruise live from 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Let's talk about some Premier League football right now. Manchester City made the 3 successive draws in a row. Of course, they got a draws against Sunderland, Chelsea, that was last week, Sunday, and yesterday as well against Brighton. Brighton also held them, just like I said, 1-1 draw. We also had other couple of games as well. I think it was during the game. He was holding the fans of Tottenham also launched can still steady the ship.
I think he'll be sacked. I'm sorry. I've been on a run of predictions.
Okay, here we go again.
I'm sorry that came out. So Nuno.
Hey, please help me. Help me.
Nuno is in a very precarious situation
right now. Yeah.
His last 2 losses have come against his last 2 employers.
Yeah, exactly.
He lost to Wolves, 3-0, and also lost to Nottingham Forest. His next game after these weekends is against the immediate past employer Tottenham Hotspur. So he plays 3 out of his in 4 games. He played 3 of his former employers.
Yeah.
If he loses that game to Tottenham, they'll sack him. Because first of West Ham sure look like a team that is going down.
Yeah.
They've struggled so badly this season. They've had a stadium, the fans, they've not been able to give them good football. They are struggling. You can't record 3 goals in the first half, and you couldn't even reply 1 in the second half. It's distasteful. At home against Nottingham Forest, you scored first.
Yeah.
It was even an own goal, by the way. And then you still went on to lose again. But for Thomas Frank, so what really shocked me the most is how Arsenal Cup they reach your hand.
Wait, into your hand as the manager of a rival North London club.
So I always tell people, when you look at football rivalry in Nigeria, you probably just feel like, is when Enugu Rangers and Enyimba plays and people shout, or when Kano Pillars, or when Plateau United and Nasser and Wiki Tourist or Bauchi. That is not rivalry. That's not rivalry. You want to see rivalries. You see AC Milan in Inter Milan.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Those are rivalries. Those are rivalries.
Liverpool,
those are
Everton.
Bro, those are rivalries. I'm telling you. Arsenal. So for a Tottenham manager that was even linked to Arsenal at some point was Frank.
And he was laughing.
And the last time you met Arteta, you were beating like a thief that stole yam in Benue. To the point that Ďerechieze scored hat-trick
again.
Then you now played against a Bournemouth side where then after the game and then their last game at home they didn't win.
They didn't win exactly for Tottenham. They
played in their last game at home. They didn't win. They played a draw. You now went to play at Bournemouth. You now lost 3-2. You're not coming out of Vitality Stadium. You now held a cup with coffee inside.
You're now
and Tottenham's home.
It wasn't even in North London.
It was not even in North London.
Far away Beaumont.
So how did you manage to hold a cup?
Arsenal cup.
Arsenal. You're not. When they now ask you, what is part of football? There was a certain Nigerian player one time like that. So when he was coming to training, he wore the jersey of the rival club to training. They didn't allow him enter. Do you know what they said to what's his name? This Real Madrid player that just went on loan at Lyon. Hendrick. He said that when they signed him, his friends, the fans told him that they told Hendrick that they must never see you with green.
Anything green.
You must never wear green.
Because the
stadium is like my office to the gate of this stadium.
Yeah.
They played each other over the weekend. PSG won 2-1.
2-1 exactly.
They had to close the stadium of Paris FC. Because the fans from inside were throwing objects into PSG stadium. So maybe they don't understand what
games. Brentford also defeated Sunderland, all thanks to a brace from Igor Thiago. Crystal Palace against Aston Villa also in a drab, a goalless draw. Everton also played a 1-1 draw against Wolves at the Hugh Dickinson Stadium, and Fulham in the presence of their new manager Ḽaurent Rosselló. In the presence of Chelsea's new manager, Ḽaurent Rosselló defeated
He's a landlord to tenant
2 goals to 1. Manchester City has also flopped their their title purchase or title chase, with a 1-0 draw against Brighton, and Burnley held Manchester United to a 2-0 draw despite Benjamin Sesko scoring to be played later on today. In Atletico Madrid in the second semi-final of the Super Cup will be up against Real Madrid for a place in the final against Barcelona. Barcelona won their game. Arsenal up against Liverpool. It's going to be the defending champions up against the league leaders at the moment. And the last time, just like you mentioned, the Arsenal lost at Emirates Stadium in the English Premier League was back in April. May 2000 at the Emirates Stadium, they've gotten 28 points out of the available 30 points. So that means they've won a couple of games and also gotten a couple of draws as well. That this year will be their season.
Yeah, but we have one update. Let me quickly drop this. Winfred Ndidi had made a commitment to train and play very well in the game against Algeria. I've been doing this since the second game. I've now made a commitment to the staff and players that I will personally pay the bonuses if the authorities fail to pay. That I'll personally pay all the payments if they don't get it before Saturday. So, and that's a big commitment from the player and the captain of the side, and that's the big game tonight. At the moment, Arsenal are 14 points adrift of Liverpool. And if Arsenal wins tonight, it goes to 17 points. And that's some massive gap there right there against the defending champions. Like I said, this is probably the biggest game or one of the biggest games ever played at the Emirates Stadium for Arsenal. For Arsenal, until they won the league, they didn't lose a single game except the loss at home against Nottingham Forest. And after then, they lost 3 of their last 6 games at the end of the season. But it was done and dusted already. But you look at Liverpool's form this season, inconsistency in the vitamin Szoboszlai, and I'll tell you for a fact that apart from the draw to Chelsea, they have every single reason to win that game. But there was nothing any goalkeeper could do. about that fantastic free kick by Dominic Szoboszlai, and then he got it, and that was it. But since then, Liverpool have been very inconsistent. They've struggled in the league, in the Champions League. They've tried their best to keep things up. A couple of their players are also injured. But tonight, with the form that Arsenal is, they've lost only 2 matches the entire season to Liverpool and Aston Villa. And they've also revenged the loss to Aston Villa, by the way, by beating them 4-1. They would also want to revenge the loss to Liverpool today at the Emirates Stadium. I understand what the fans are up to. The atmosphere is going to be crazy. They would create the Bayern Munich 3-1 victory. Liverpool is Arsenal's for the taking. And another issue is this. Liverpool loses tonight to Arsenal. Arsenal goes 8 points clear
of
at the top, ahead of Man City and Aston Villa.
36,000 phones. There are apologies that we've been unable to pick some calls. Friday for we say good evening, Okwemi and Agbatomi. Why do Nigerian sport minister always like acting and making bad headlines during the World Cup qualification? The same thing, bonuses and allowance. I think it's high time FIFA stop giving those people. Agbatomi and Okwemi. Now I believe without making bonus promises to the players, they will still give their best to their fatherland. Importantly, the NFF should stop this culture of making empty promises whenever they can process these payments immediately. Let's pick some ones. We also have a message here as well on WhatsApp. This person says, good afternoon to you, Okwemi and Agbatomi. Arsenal to win 3 goals to 0. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes. Good evening. You're welcome to you. Let's do this very, very quickly, please. You're welcome. You're welcome, Mr. Lanwaju.
Any corner, anywhere, I go tackle it because of this It's not possible now. I'm representing my country. I don't pay my bonus.
You should be patriotic. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's also pick more calls. 036,041 036,041. Wow, a lot of calls right now. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the show. Hello. Oh, I think you have to call us back. 036,041 036,041. You also have a message as well. This person says, good evening to you guys in the studio. Please, can you give us an update on the Super Eagles of Nigeria? Yes, I think they arrived in Marrakesh. Let's pick some more calls. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Hello, good evening.
You're welcome. Let's do this quickly, please. You're welcome.
I greet you and I greet Mr. Okpe.
Maga.
You see, all those people that are supporting NFF, NFF, or others, I'm noticing them. Maybe in the future, when I'm about to work or someone that I know wants to work, they have company, I'm not allowed to work there. Because these are kind of people that we owe you salary, we think that if they are doing some passion. Passion is when they pay you money. It doesn't mean they pay you.
Passion don't pay bills, my brother. Passion don't pay bills.
Senators, are they not collecting salary? Huge one. And you are not saying that the president they should do what they should do whatever. I bet that you look at all.
They use us play for you.
On a certain base, no be lie. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Even they carry belly sometimes.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that a lot. But of course, we're back tomorrow, God willing. See you guys later. Up next is Way Back Waves with Rioja and